Hello and welcome back to a Delusions of Mediocrity battle report. This time it's a Deepkin on Deepkin Civil War. This is my round 5 game from Rage of Sigmar, and we will be playing focal points. So my list hasn't really changed. I'm just really trying to get to grips with this, and obviously it's game 5 of the tournament, so it's not going to change between this game and the previous ones. But I'm starting to really sort of work out what does what here, and with Deepkin in general. Now this is Tom's Deepkin list, very eel heavy. He's got the 2 units of 9 Morsal Guard, where I've only got 2 units of 6. Got some Reavers, a massive unit of Thralls, a Soul Scryer, and 2 Tidecasters. So a little bit different, and overall, like more Thralls but in a bigger unit, so quite interesting to see how that's going to work out. So here are the secondary objectives we picked. I went for Terrify because killing off a unit with Battle Shock against Deepkin is fairly doable, and he's gone for Line Breaker, and I think that he needs to kill off all of my battle line units. So here's my deployment. I didn't take an overarching deployment picture. I'll try and show you what's gone on in a later picture, but here are 3 of the objectives that we need to control, and I'll mention a couple of things. So my opponent had first turn. We both flipped the tides because we looked at this and we went, it's round 5 of a tournament, this is just silly. We're going to smash into each other, and we're both fairly sure that whoever got the round 2 priority was just going to win this. He cast a spell with his Tidecaster. He had the spell where you pick the closest enemy unit and you do damage based on how close you are, and I think we'll see his deployment in a second. Basically, these Thralls just took 3 mortal wounds. It's fine. Now over here, you'll see I've just got 3 blobs of infantry, Thralls, Reavers, and what I've done is I've given them a perfect target to tag all 3 with the unit. Screening is not my forte. So here you go. This is after his first turn moves. He's spread out his Reavers over here to control this objective and to screen off against my Keelan King, who, as we know by now, is off somewhere in the Ether Sea ready to pop up. So what he's got here, you can't really see, but he's got his 30 Thralls with his 3 characters bubbled up in the middle originally. He's left 1 Tidecaster behind. So what that meant is he was able to quite easily get off his prayer at the start of his turn, so my eels can't actually fly for now. So he's pushed up with 9 eels on this side because I've given him a lovely line of stuff to charge, and he's been a bit more cautious with the eels over on this side. So here he goes. He gets the charge off with his eels, and bam, 1 unit, bam, 2 units, bam, 3 units, which is absolutely devastating charge. Basically all but wipes out this unit with his zaps, and then takes the other 2 off with just his regular attack. So I just fed him units there. Pretty poor deployment. I just need to learn how to screen better. That is the poorest part of my play at the moment. Luckily, because of the way I was able to remove casualties here and pile-ins, he wasn't able to get into these guys as well. So that's an incredibly blurry picture. I'm aware that I need some better photography here, but I am just taking pictures on my phone. It's not a particularly great phone. It does the job. I'm going to try out a few things here. It's because I'm working without the flash. It's very susceptible to that. Not that any of you need to know that, but, you know, I thought I'd give you my reasoning. So, my first turn. Here we go. So, in an incredibly blurry fashion, what I've done is I've brought my Soul Render over here to regrow these up. I've pushed this unit of eel here. I've conquered these units, so they can't fly, so they're just coming around the boat on this side. I've got this unit of Thralls over here ready to support over there or over there, and I'm just going to go for a big turn. You can also just, if you squint, turn your head and pretend, you know, shake your eyes a bit, you can just see my Keelan King come up on that side there. So, post-charge, that's way better. Eels have gone up, eels have gone in. Now, Thralls have gone in here, and I made a big mistake with that, which I'll talk about in a second. King's gone in here. So, start the combat phase. I zap the thralls, kill 4, I think. They weren't great zaps. Zap here. And this is after I've attacked with my eels, I do believe. The King's gone in and done 1 mortal wound with his charging horn there. So, Tom hits back and I think kills a thrall and a bit. An eel and a bit. And this is the issue with a big block of thralls. It's pretty and all, but you only ever really get 1 rank to hit and fight, which is not great. And I think I was getting 6 up boat saves, not that I ever pass any of those. But I then chose to go with my king, which was dumb as shit. I got carried away. I wanted the king, and the king goes and wipes them out, right? The Reaver's absolutely what I thought was going to happen. That's fine. But the issue is that then lets these 2 eels go, and they just, through weight of attacks, take off that unit of thralls. So in a bad deployment, I get fed him 2 units of infantry, and in a bad priority pick, because those Reavers weren't going to do anything to the king. They weren't. But these eels, so if I'd just gone with these thralls next, they would have wiped out the eels, and that was just, I got caught up. I'm sorry. My eels go kill a buttload of these thralls and actually pop them due to battle shock. So we're exchanging units basically. So I fed him 30 infantry. I've taken off 30 infantry, 40. So I mean, I guess I've got the upper hand at the moment. I think, but yeah. Anyway. So that's our end situation here. Shovel them off. So I get my terrify option here. The king didn't actually terrify the Reavers off, he just killed them to a man. All were a man. They're elves. So here we go. Here's our board state at the end of turn 1. So it's been an absolute carnage already. It's what we knew was going to happen, and it's going to be fair. It's going to come down to turn 2 priority. Which I win! No! Wait. No, I definitely won priority. My dice are the wrong way around. Hey ho. At the end of round 1, sorry, I'd scored, Tom scored 6 points in his turn for that one, and that one. I scored 4 points for controlling that one, and that one, I do believe. Oh no, his 6 points were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he controlled this pair for 6, because at the end of, his turn, he had more models down here, and in my turn, I get 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So, I get priority going into turn 2 with the high tide. So, I bring some stuff round to control this objective. I think I teleported my Tidecaster over there to help. The king's going to go help wipe out this part of the board. Not much we can do about it. My eels are shuffling around here. These guys are going to keep regrowing and hold this objective. Hopefully I won't be as stupid. Oh, blurry picture. Right. So, because I couldn't fly, I couldn't get into his eels. Their zaps had already gone. So I figured it'd be suicidal sending them against eels, so I'd rather secure this objective for a turn and make him spread his eel nastiness around a bit. So we just charge in, take off his Tidecaster, take off his Soul Scryer as well here in the middle, bring these eels round, and the idea being is that it's going to depend on round 3 priority again, because if he brings his eels in to smash here, I'll bring mine in. We'll both have used our zaps, but because I'll be charging, I get the double damage and Rend, he doesn't, so hopefully that will be that. So, board state at the end of my turn, and I score 6, 1, 2, 3 for the pair, 4, 5, 6 points, bringing me up to 10 points. My opponent's turn 2, Tom's turn 2, and yep, he's bringing his eels round, and they're going to just clear out this middle objective. Not a lot I can do about that. Blurry action pick, yes, I know, just give me a break. He charges in with his eels, uses his zaps to take off the Achillean King, which was good because he's got the Ethereal Amulet, obviously. And then, yeah, no surprises there. His eels go to town and just like, bleh, I kill my unit. I mean, what are you going to do about it? And there you go. So, at the end of Tom's turn, he scores 3 points. 1, 2, 3. bringing his guy over here to help contest this, but it's still 1 each, so he doesn't actually get it. So I actually win priority going to turn 3 because I'm a lucky bastard. And I bring my eels around here, and hopefully we're going to charge in and do horrible, horrible things to his eels. Which they mostly do. I mean, no surprises. I mean, other things were done. Some spells were cast, whatever. I've brought my Soul Scryer up, so I've now got 2 models here. He's going to struggle to shift that, I think, anyway. So I've gone in, taken off most of that unit of eels, so they're not going to do a whole lot for the rest of the game. And score myself another 6 points. In Tom's turn, he's got to play 2 for all the marbles, but at this point, you know, he's going to struggle. There's some stupidly lucky dice are going to be involved if he's going to pull this back. He's actually retreated his 2 wheels up to this objective, which was really good because he's now got 3 to my 2. And he's brought his Reavers round to try and do some damage to my eels. I mean, they do a bit of damage on the shooting. I can't remember if they charge in, but not a whole lot happens, and I win priority going into turn 4. Oh, hey! I managed a good picture. So I get priority going to turn 4. I think with some spells and chucking some fish, I'm able to whittle these guys down. My eels go in, and what I do is I actually charge both units, so I charge that eel and I charge these Reavers. Predictably take all the stuff off. So at this point, I score another 6 points. I'm on 22 points. We play Tom's turn, but in this actual combat here, like, this eel actually survives, but what I'm doing at this point is I'm bringing my thralls up for the last turn to clear out what's left of his stuff. So we call it there at the end of round 4. Doesn't really matter what happens for the priority of round 5. So, a nice big victory for the Deepkin. My Deepkin, not his Deepkin, my Deepkin. A predictably silly game, this mirror match. I thought he might have the edge with the extra eels, but I had the extra threat of the Achillean King. Hey, it came down to that turn 2 priority, because otherwise his unit of 9 eels would have charged me rather than me charging him, and, you know, shit would have gone completely the other way, and he probably would have steamrolled me. So, it is what it is. A lucky dice roll, 50-50 pretty much. And I grabbed the win. So, that was 3 wins and 2 losses over the weekend for Rage of Sigmar, which I was quite happy with. Around about that mid-table is my comfort zone, I think, and I've still got a lot to learn, especially about helping screening my army against other armies' alpha strikes. I'm getting better at hitting people with my stuff, but it's how do I limit other people? And you'll notice a lot of my wins have come against people that can't hit me hard on that first turn. So I haven't had to face that weakness in my game yet. So there we go. Please join me again for another battle report coming soon.